and welcome to Friday Excel BI. Today I want to show you a solution for my client's problem with this fictitious data. My client want to replace these zero values by the average of revenue column. So let's start the video and solve this task in 4 simple steps. If you haven't subscribed the channel, subscribe it now. Press the bell icon to get the notifications. In step 1, we have to duplicate this query. But before duplicating this query, I would like to explain you the difference between duplicate and referencing a query. When you duplicate a query, you copy an entire query with all its applied steps, and you want to modify few steps in that duplicate query. Whereas when you want to branch a query into different parts, sharing some steps in the original query, then you use the reference. Remember, reference will create a new query which has only one step, getting data from the original query. Now, we are going to duplicate this query. To duplicate this query, we have options. Right click on the revenue column and here you have an option add as new query. We can see we have all the applied steps presented in our original table 1, source change type, with additional one step of revenue. Other option is go to home. In the queries group, you have the manage option and you can use duplicate and reference. The third way to duplicate or reference your query is right click on your query and you can find duplicate and reference option. We are going to follow the first approach, right click and add as new query. Now we have the list of revenue column. In the transform, we have the option of statistics. So we will select the statistics option and apply the average. Now we have the average of revenue column. In step 2, we are going to remove 0 from the original query revenue column, that is table 1 query and revenue column. Select revenue column, go to transform. In any column group, you have replace values option, click. We want to replace 0 by the average of revenue column. But just for a second, we are going to use 1 as the placeholder. Okay. Now we can see 0 has been changed to 1. And we have this M code. In step 3, we are going to modify this M code and will replace this 1 by the revenue query. So revenue. Now we can see 1 is replaced by average revenue available inside the revenue query. As a last option, it's optional. You can round these numbers to any decimal places. For that, select the revenue column, go to transform. In the number group, you can find rounding option, click, and you can use round up, round down or round. I'm using round and I want to round these values to 0 decimal places. Okay. And we have solved the client problem. If you find this tutorial helpful, make sure you let me know by leaving a comment and a thumbs up below. You can also give your suggestion for future videos in comments. See you in next tutorial.